A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Lunchtime News, come to you live and direct from the Newsfirst Centre here in Colombo. I'm Florine Rajendran. Before going to the stories in detail, here's a look at the headlines.
Court orders for former Deputy Minister Anura Kumar's passport to be impounded. 4 soldiers arrested for attempting to extort money from a household in Modena, Colombo. Visiting US Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs meets Foreign Minister. South Sudan's president and rebel leader signed another ceasefire agreement.
For those stories in detail now, court ordered today for the impounding of former Deputy Minister Anura Kumara's passport to prevent him from travelling abroad. The order was issued by Colombo Chief Magistrate Gihan Pilapitia to the Controller General of Immigration and Immigration. Court issued the order following a request made by Attorney at Law Asita Anthony, a legal officer at the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption. A special debate on the position of Chief Justice will commence in Parliament at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Our Parliament correspondent says that the debate is being held today following a request made by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe via the Secretary General of Parliament. When Parliament last convened, the Prime Minister had made a special statement on the position of Chief Justice and the events that had unfolded over the past week. However, the opposition raised strong objections against the statement and called for a special debate. The government had then noted that a later date would be allocated for such a debate. On to a headline-making story. U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs Nisha Biswal met with Foreign Minister Mangala Samaravira at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs this morning. The meeting comes ahead of Minister Samaravira's visit to Washington next week, where he will meet with U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry.
Okay, thank you.
Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Ajit B. Pereira was also present at the meeting. Making a statement following their meeting, Biswal noted that Sri Lanka could count on America for support on the road ahead.
But we recognize that there is a lot of hard work ahead and some difficult challenges. Sri Lanka can count on the United States to be a partner and a friend in the way forward. Whether it's on rebuilding the economy, on preventing corruption and advancing good governance, and ensuring human rights and democratic participation for all of its citizens.
In the first 30 days of the Sirisena administration, it is indeed a great honor for us to be able to welcome such a high-level official from the United States of America. The Assistant Secretary and I have discussed a range of issues aimed at further strengthening our bilateral relations, and we want to raise the relationship between our two new countries to a new level of cordiality. And I hope to continue this dialogue in Washington next week when I meet the Secretary of State, John Kerry, on the 12th of February.
Meanwhile, four army personnel were arrested for falsely collecting taxes in a residence in Modena, Colombo. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rona noted that they were arrested following a tip-off from a woman residing at the house in question. Police arrested the 4 soldiers when they arrived at the house to collect false tax payments. The police media spokesperson noted that a lieutenant, a staff sergeant and 4 lance corporals were arrested. Meanwhile, acting Army media spokesperson Brigadier Jayannath Jayavira noted that the police have commenced investigations into the incident. Brigadier Jayannath Jayavira added that the Army commander has issued instructions to render their fullest support in the investigations. Meanwhile, a police inspector was arrested in Ambilipitia for transporting 100 grams of cannabis. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rona noted that the arrested police sergeant was attached to the Vallavaya police and was later transferred to Ethimale. Speaking at an event held in Ambilipitia yesterday, JVP leader Anura Kumara commented on the current cabinet of ministers.
Our proposal was not to establish a large cabinet of ministers. It was only from the 8th of January to the 23rd of April We could appoint about 20 ministers for this trusty government. The Education Minister will not serve a full school term and the Agriculture Minister will not serve a full harvest season. The Housing Minister will not have time to pay in advance. They complained even for this, saying it was not enough. What ministries do they need for 100 days? We proposed the establishment of a small board of trustees instead of a cabinet. We proposed a small entity to govern all of this, and then we would hold an election on the 23rd of April and the winner would form a good, stable government. That is what we needed.
Meanwhile, Minister of Home Affairs and Fisheries Joseph Michael Pereira says that the leaders of the UNP dedicated themselves to the welfare of the people. He made this statement at an event held in Parliament, Anura yesterday.
Minister of Home Affairs and Fisheries Joseph Michael Pereira was the chief guest at last evening's annual prize giving at the Sucharita Dhamma School in Pallama, Anumaduwa.
The first education revolution in this country took place in the time of Mahamanya D.S. Senanayake. Minister Kannangara introduced free education. This is our history. Textbooks were given to you free of charge. It was our leaders in the UNP that paved the way for your children to be able to wear good clothes and sit with pride with their schoolmates. There was a truth that we accepted. The government believed that it was our duty to lend a helping hand to every studious child from every family in the country. We included it in the constitution.
අතදීම අපේ යුතුයකමක් කියලා රජයේ. ඒ ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාවට ඇතුළු කළා.
අනවශ්‍ය වියදම් සියල්ලම දැන් කපා හැරලා ජනතාවට සේවය කරන ජනතා හිතවාදී ආණ්ඩුවක්.
We have been able to slash all unnecessary expenditure and establish a populist government that serves the people. A great service has been done through the interim budget by reducing the prices of goods and increasing wages. We believe that you will continue to support us in our service to the public by turning this temporary government into a permanent government after 3 months.
මේ తాවකාලික ආණ්ඩුවකට පස්සේ ස්ථිර ආණ්ඩුවක් බවට පත් කරලා ඉදිරියේදී ජනතාවට සේවය කරන්න ඔබ සියලු දෙනා කවදත් අපට සහයෝගය ලබා දෙන බව අපිට.
The Lanka Teachers Service Association made the following statement at a media briefing convened yesterday.
They removed us on the 29th of April in 2011, and it was in the month of May that Johnston Fernando appointed a subcommittee in an arbitrary manner. Come this May, it will be 4 years since this took place. It was on the 20th of last month that a complaint was made at the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption against the Board of Directors, including the Minister of Cooperatives and former Secretary Chandasiri Nanayakara. 11 days have lapsed. No one has called us yet. If they called us, we would have plenty of written evidence to present to them.
Chandasiri Nanayakara Mahattaya. Heluwen indagena nikam vihilu karanne epa. Etuma api ahanawa ඇඳුම් ඇඳගෙනද අල්ලස්සෝ දූෂණ විමර්ශන කොමිසමට ගියේ.
We have stacks of files with us.
Meanwhile, 9 people have been injured in a motor accident that took place near the Kasikota cemetery in Ambanpula.
Police said that the accident took place at around 2:30 this morning. The accident had occurred when a lorry carrying 14 people veered off the road and crashed into a tree. According to police, the injured persons were admitted to the Galgamu hospital and later transferred to the Kurunagala hospital. Police suspect that the incident occurred as a result of the driver falling asleep at the wheel.
Let's now take a look at the roundup of the top sports news this afternoon.
The 4th Junior National Archery Tournament was held at the CRNFC grounds in Colombo yesterday. Over 190 archers from schools and sports clubs participated in this year's tournament. Tournament organisers say that there was an abundance of talent at this year's tournament along with the increased participation. The archery tournament was held under 5 age groups for both boys and girls. Mehka Sangani of Bishop's College Colombo won the under-20 girls title. Peshla Kalansuri of Ananda College Colombo won the under-20 boys title. The Yuva Archery Club's C team won the under-20 team title.